The Senate will come to order. Senator Sonnenberg.
Thank you, Mr. President. Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Majors, please call the roll.
Senators Aguilar, Balmer, Baumgardner, Carroll, Cook, Crowder, Donovan, Garcia, Grantham, Guzman, Heath, Hill, Hodge, Hobart, John, Johnston, Jones, Kafalis, Kerr, Lambert, Lundberg, Marble, Martinez Jimenez, Merrifield, Neville, Newell, Roberts, Scheffel, Scott, Sonnenberg, Stedman, Todd, Ulibarri, Woods. Mr. President.
Here, with 35 present, 0 absent, 0 excused, we have a quorum. Senator Garcia.
Thank you, Mr. President. And I move that the reading of the journal for Wednesday, March 25th be dispensed with and corrected by the Secretary.
You have heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. Those opposed, no. The motion is approved. The journal is adopted. Committee reports.
March 25th, 2015, Committee on Business, Labor, and Technology. After consideration of the Marriage Committee recommends the following: Senate Bill 209 be amended as follows, and as so amended before the Committee of the Whole. Favorable recommendation. March 25th, 2015, Committee on Business, Labor, and Technology. After consideration of the Marriage Committee recommends the following: House Bill 1142 be amended as follows, and as so amended before the Committee of the Whole. Favorable recommendation, with the recommendation be placed on the consent calendar.
Senate Services.
March 26, 2015, correctly engrossed, Senate Joint Resolution 20, correctly re-engrossed, Senate Bills 45 and 86, correctly re-revised, House Bills 1046, 1072, 1145, 1184, and 1204, correctly enrolled, Senate Bills 15, 186, 187, 188, 189, 190, Senate Joint Resolutions 4, 15, 16, 17, and 19.
General orders, second reading of bills, consent calendar. Senator Donovan.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the Senate resolve itself into the Committee of the Whole for consideration of the general orders, second reading of bills, consent calendar.
You have heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. The Senate will resolve itself into the Committee of the Whole for the consideration of general orders, second reading of bills, consent calendar. Senator Donovan will take the chair.
That's weird. The committee will come to order and the court rule is relaxed. Mr. Majors, would you please read the titles to all the bills listed on the consent calendar?
House Bill 1197 by Representative Tate and Senator John concerning limitations on indemnity obligations of public construction contracts.
Majority Leader Scheffel.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I take this opportunity to say that you're looking especially chairman-like this morning. So at this time, Madam Chairman, Madam Chair, as all the photographers are poised, I would move that the committee adopt General Order, second reading of bills consent calendar, all the bills listed on the General Order, second reading of bills consent calendar, which includes House Bill 1197 and its associated, acclamated, and accredited Judiciary Committee report.
Is
And
there,
ask for an aye vote, Madam Chair.
is there any discussion on any of the committee reports? The motion before the body is the adoption of all the reports to all the bills on general order reading, second reading of bills consent calendar. All those in favor say aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it and the reports are adopted. Is there discussion of any of the bills listed on the general orders consent calendar? Seeing none, the motion be...
What was the question?
Madam Chairman, what was the question?
Madam Chairwoman?
Senator Johnston.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. Could you repeat the question?
If there is any discussion of the bills listed on the general orders consent calendar. Seeing none, Senator Johnston.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just wanted to come and state that I'm in favor of these bills.
Is there any other discussion? Senator Baumgardner.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and I'm not clear about public entity. I'd like to know if somebody could come down and explain that. The bill sponsor, where's the bill sponsor? I'm sorry, Madam Chair. After actually looking at this, exactly, what does public mean? After looking at this, it's the explanations right here. I'm sorry, Madam Chair.
Seeing no other discussion, no further discussion, the motion before the body is the adoption of the bills on the general orders, second reading of bills consent calendar. All in favor say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the bills are adopted. Majority Leader Sheffel.
Madam Chair, you've done a fine job, and as much as it causes me great sorrow, I must move that the committee, after such terrific deliberation, rise and report.
The motion before the body is to rise and report. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the committee will rise and report.
Now you got to go to the well. Good.
Can you get rid of your shadow, though? The Senate will come back to order. Senator Donovan.
Thank you, Mr. President. The committee has met and had a single bill under consideration. Mr. Majors, would you please read the report?
March 26, 2015, Mr. President, your committee of the whole basic report is under consideration of the following tax bill being second reading thereof makes following recommendation thereon. House Bill 1197 as amended passes the second reading in order to provide place on the counter for third reading and final passage.
Senator Donovan.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for the adoption of the report.
Is there further discussion on the adoption of the report of the Committee of the Whole? Are there any? A roll call has been requested. Mr. Majors, please poll the senators.
Senators Aguilar. Aguilar, aye. Balmer. Balmer, aye. Baumgardner. Carroll. Carroll, aye. Cook. Cook, aye. Crowder. Crowder, aye. Donovan.
Aye.
Donovan, aye. Garcia. Garcia, aye. Grantham. Grantham, aye. Guzman. Guzman, I. Heath. Heath, I. Hill. Hill, I. Hodge. Hodge, I. Holbert. Holbert, I. John. John, I. Johnston. Johnston, no. Jones. Jones, I. Kafalis. Kafalis, I. Kerr. Kerr, no. Lambert. Lambert, I. Lundberg. Lundberg, I. Marble. Marble, no. Martinez Humanic. Martinez Humanic, no. Merrifield. Merrifield, I. Neville. Neville, I. Newell. Newell, I. Roberts. Roberts, no. Sheffel. Sheffel, I. Scott. Scott, I. Sonnenberg. Sonnenberg, I. Stedman. Todd. Todd, I. Ulibarri. Ulibarri, I. Woods. Woods, I. Baumgartner. Baumgartner, I. Stedman. Stedman, I. Mr. President.
Aye.
Mr. President, I.
With 29 ayes, 5 noes, 0 absent, 0 excused, the Committee of the Whole report is adopted. The President offers intent to reconsider.
Am I done?
This is you, sorry. Does that just languish for 3 days until I remove my intent? Can I remove it later?
You better read the report.
House Bill 15, 1197 is amended, passed on second reading in order revised and placed on calendar for third reading and final passage. Consideration of House amendments to Senate bills. Mr. Majors, please read the title of Senate Bill 58.
Senate Bill 58 by Senator Guzman and Representative Kagan concerning statewide policies and procedures for law enforcement agencies that conduct eyewitness identifications.
Senator Guzman.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Senate concur with the House amendments to Senate Bill 58.
Please explain to reduce the hissing.
Thank you, Mr. President. The House did a remarkable job this time, and I am able to concur because the amendment L004 actually puts a default policy of best practices in place if the law enforcement agency does not do its own work. And basically, this amendment then says that the law enforcement agency must, on or before July 1, 2016, adopt and implement the model policies and procedures as delivered and approved in 2015 by the Colorado Attorney General and the Colorado District Attorney's Council. So I affirm this amendment and concur, and ask that we concur with the House amendment.
Is there further discussion on the motion to concur with House amendments to Senate Bill 58? Are there any no votes? Senator Crowder. With 34 ayes, 1 no, 0 absent, 0 excused, the Senate concurs with House amendments to Senate Bill 58. Senator Guzman.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for the readoption of Senate Bill 58.
Is there further discussion on the motion? Are there any no votes? Senator Crowder? With 34 ayes, 1 no, 0 absent, 0 excused, Senate Bill 58 is readopted. Co-sponsors. Minority Leader Carroll. Senator Merrifield. Mr. Majors, please read the title to Senate Bill 106.
Senate Bill 106 by Senator Woods and Representative Arndt, concerning the continuation of the regulatory authority granted under the Barber and Cosmetologists Act and in connection therewith the continuing the Cosmetology Advisory Committee and implementing the other recommendations of the Department of Regulatory Agencies as contained in the 2014 Census Report and making an appropriation.
Senator Woods.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Senate concur with House amendments to Senate Bill 106.
Please explain.
Thank you, Mr. President. The confusion between what the rules required for hours and the statute required for hours was finally settled in this last amendment from the House. So they match now between the statute and the rule.
Well, that seems convenient.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
Is there further discussion? Senator Neville.
Thank you, Mr. President. I had a question for Senator Woods. I wanted to know, since,
Bill sponsor?
for the bill sponsor, to identify exactly how many hours it takes of training so that we can be assured as a guy that I have a good haircut.
Senator Woods.
Thank you, Mr. President. I will respond to my friend from Jefferson County on this issue, although I would wonder if there are enough hours to give a good haircut. For the cosmetologist license, it is 1,800 hours of training, which includes 3 different disciplines. For a barber, it is 1,500 hours of training. For nail technicians, it's 600. For hairstylist alone, it is 1,200. And for, I've left one out, there's one more. Nail technician is 600 as well. So if you want your nails done, it would only take 600 hours of training. Thank you, Mr. President.
Is there further discussion? Senator Merrifield. Yep.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. President, I'm kind of broke today as well, Mr. President.
That'll be $2.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have 90 cents at this moment. Anybody else can help me, I'd be thrilled. I wanted to ask the Senate sponsor, Mr. President, those of you who are looking at me can see that I cut my own hair, and I wonder, is there any requirement for training and number of hours that I should be
Just
mandated?
first aid, Senator Merrifield, just first aid. Is there further discussion? Thankfully not. Are there any no votes? Senator Marble, Senator Baumgardner, Senator Lambert. This is on concurrence with House amendments. Senator Lundberg, Senator Neville, Senator Sonnenberg, with 29 ayes, 6 noes, 0 absent, 0 excused, the Senate concurs with House amendments to Senate Bill 106. Senator Woods.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for the readoption of Senate Bill 106.
Is there further discussion on the motion? Are there any no votes? Senator Marble, Senator Baumgardner, Senator Neville, Senator Lambert, Senator Lundberg, Senator with 30 ayes, 5 noes, 0 absent, 0 excused, Senate Bill 106 is readopted. Co-sponsors. Consideration of second conference committee reports. Mr. Majors, please read the title to Senate Bill 85.
Senate Bill 85 by Senator Martinez, Humanic, and Representatives Winter and Buck concerning the expansion of the Colorado Cottage Foods Act and in connection therewith increasing the net revenue a producer can earn under the act.
Senator Martinez, Humanic.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Senate adopt the first report of the Second Conference Committee.
Because
we went over the amendment and we had a unanimous vote that was approved for the amendment of Senate Bill 85.
which did?
Okay. Not only did it insert the word only in lieu of may, it also defined what an LLC was that was formed in Colorado and made it 2 members or less.
Is there further discussion? Would anybody like to submit questions in writing that would be read by the president? Is there further discussion? Are there any no votes? With 35 ayes, 0 no, 0 absent, 0 excused, the Senate adopts the report of the Second Conference Committee to Senate Bill 85. Senator Martinez-Humanic.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for the readoption of Senate Bill 85.
Is there further discussion before this bill is finally put to rest? Are there any no votes? Senator Garcia. With 34 ayes, 1 no, 0 absent, 0 excused, Senate Bill 85 is re-adopted. Co-sponsors and congratulations. Senator Marble, Senator Shuffle, Senator Lundberg, Senator Crowder, Senator Roberts, Senator Woods. Actually, there's only 4 people that aren't on it. Let's not go through this again. I don't see the hands of anybody that's not already on it. Committee reports.
March 25, 2015, Committee on Judiciary, after consideration of the Mayor's Committee recommends the following: Senate Bill 217 be amended as follows, and as so amended be referred to the Committee on Appropriations with favorable recommendation. March 25, 2015, Committee on Judiciary, after consideration of the Mayor's Committee recommends the following: Senate Bill 218 be amended as follows, and as so amended be referred to the Committee of the Whole with favorable recommendation. March 25, 2015, Committee on Judiciary, after consideration of the Mayor's Committee recommends the following: Senate Bill 203 be amended as follows, and as so amended be referred to the Committee on Appropriations with favorable recommendation. March 25, 2015, Committee on Judiciary, after consideration of the Mayor's Committee recommends the following: House Bill 1183 be referred to the Committee of the Whole with favorable recommendation with the recommendation be placed on the consent calendar. March 25, 2015, Committee on Judiciary, after consideration of the Mayor's Committee recommends the following: House Bill 1073 be referred to the Committee of the Whole with favorable recommendation with the recommendation be placed on the consent calendar. March 25, 2015, Committee on Judiciary, after consideration of the Mayor's Committee recommends the following: Senate Bill 221 be referred to the Committee of the Whole with favorable recommendation with the recommendation be placed on the consent calendar. March 25, 2015, Committee on State Veterans and Military Affairs, after consideration of the Mayor's Committee recommends the following: House Bill 1091 be postponed indefinitely. March 25, 2015, Committee on State Veterans and Military Affairs, after consideration of the Mayor's Committee recommends the following: House Bill 1221 be postponed indefinitely. March 25, 2015, Committee on Health and Human Services, after consideration on the merits, Committee recommends the following: Senate Bill 136 be postponed indefinitely. March 25, 2015, Committee on Health and Human Services, after consideration on the merits, the Committee recommends the following: House Bill 1191 be referred to the Committee of the Whole with favorable recommendation with the recommendation be placed on the consent calendar. March 19, 2015, Mr. President, the Committee on Health and Human Services had under consideration as at a hearing on the following appointments, recommends the appointments be placed on the consent calendar and confirmed. Members of the Colorado Children's Trust Fund Board for terms expiring November 7, 2017. Lachey Kennedy of Aurora, Colorado, serve as parent, reappointed. Gregory Jackson Tung, MPH, PhD of Denver, Colorado, serve as representative with knowledge of child abuse prevention, appointed. March 25, 2015, Committee on Education. After consideration of the Marriage Committee recommends the following. House Bill 1224 be referred to Committee of the Whole with favorable recommendation, with the recommendation be placed on the consent calendar. March 25, 2015, Committee on Education. After consideration of the Marriage Committee recommends the following. Senate Bill 200 be postponed indefinitely.
I think before we move to announcements, I will withdraw my intent to reconsider the report of the Committee of the Whole, and I want to thank all of you for your cooperation this morning in stretching 6 minutes of floor work into 30. Announcements. Senator Todd.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good morning, colleagues. I want to remind you that this morning is at noon today is preparing Students for Career Success caucus at noon in 356. Encourage you to come. And also, I know that we have some guests that are coming, but because of our excellent work this morning, we may not be here, but I do want to give a shout out to Aspen Crossings Elementary School from Aurora. And so when they come at 10 o'clock, just let them know that we said hello and wish them a fun visit at the Capitol today. Thank you so much and have a great rest of the day.
Senator Garcia.
Thank you, Mr. President and colleagues. I just want to remind you, you should have received this flyer on your handout. It should be on your desk. Remind you that today is Museums Advocacy Day here at the Capitol, and the Colorado-Wyoming Association of Museums would like to invite you tonight to the Denver Museum of Natural Science at 6 p.m. To see their new exhibit for Family Exploration Center.
Further announcements? Senator Newell? Majority Leader Scheffel.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, I'm happy to report I do not have an announcement regarding your gate clickers. I do have an announcement regarding the ongoing saga of the chamber photographs. So Tony Eitzel, our photographer who captured the group portrait in the Senate chamber, will be here this Friday. That is tomorrow. For those of you who have already submitted an order form, the photographer will be here with invoices for you and appropriate equipment so that he can accept payment via cash, check, or credit card. If you've not yet submitted your order form, there's still time to do so. Please return your completed form and give it to Cindy at the front desk. And we're trying to wrap this up and get it all squared away by Thursday, April 2nd. Mr. President, move that the Senate adjourn to 9 a.m. Friday, March 27th.
You have heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. Those opposed, no. The Senate will be adjourned until 9 a.m. Friday, March 27th.